So I'm back down the allotment again. Today we're going to give it a go at digging this sloe berry stump out and see if we can do anything with it. But yeah, got to move some of the rubbish that's been kindly left by the previous owners. God knows what they used to have down here, but yeah, bits of old carpet and all sorts. Looks like it's mangled in there, but we'll give it a go. I've got my good spade with me, so I am going to crack on this cold, drizzly, miserable March Sunday morning and see if we can get it out. Snap back to you all in a bizzle. Well, it's out and I'm actually quite happy with it. Unfortunately, I've knocked a fair few of the buds off whilst trying to get it out, but that was to be expected. They'll grow back, or new ones will. But yeah, it's actually relatively flat. Lots of obviously big roots, very few small roots, but you can expect that for a tree like this buried where it was. Got two stumps here that obviously used to be other parts of the tree. They've got to come off, but I'm really happy with how flat the base is. You can see that better there. So yeah, once they're removed, that's going to have quite a flat base, so a good start to work with. And what I've then got to do, neaten up all the roots, cut them down to the right length to fit in a pot that I've got, and get these off. As much aeration and drainage in the soil as possible, so it starts producing finer roots. So snap back to you in a second. Look at the mess that come out of that hole though, look. God knows. Just, I'm guessing it's old carpet. But it's still buried in amongst the other tree roots, but my God, was that a pain in the backside to get out. Now, although there's not many roots, I think you'll all probably agree that we've got a really nice radial root base, except for these two roots that have grown that way, because obviously them stumps were in the way. Now I've cut them down as long as I'm going to for now, because there's a couple of nice fresh roots growing out at that point. So I've cut them down to that level. Eventually they will be, well, you can see the line. They'll be chopped down another 2 centimeters probably. And eventually I will do some probably carving and just slice the very sort of last centimetre off that, but not yet. That's a job for the future. But yeah, I'm actually quite pleased with that. Normally with it, these are really hard wood. I mean, they take some sawing, but yeah, I'm quite pleased with how flat that root base is. So that is a bit of a bonus on that one. Now there's a couple of shoots that, or a couple of shoots. Yeah, a couple sticking straight up, as you can see. I've got this one here. It's got a couple of fine roots coming from that point though, so I will leave that rest of that there. But this one that's coming straight up, that's going right off. And same with this one and this one. Don't want roots sticking up. So bit hard to film. It's a lot easier to film at home because I'm set up for it, but I'll have to get some equipment for the allotment, I think. But yeah, find me a pot now and we'll go from there. So I couldn't find a pot big enough, so like my apple tree, it's going in one of these old green bins. These were the first ever recycling bins we had way back when, before recycling became a thing, and now we have obviously proper sized bins. But yeah, when the world first started recycling, it was them bins that we used to put out for the bin men. They wouldn't take them now. But yeah, anyway, so I've got that. I've got half a flower pot full of old dry horse manure, because I want to try and make this soil as light and fluffy as I can to encourage lots more new feeder roots, so I can squeeze the roots down a bit in a couple of years and chop a bit more off. I've got the last third of that bag of the tree soil that I buy. In my previous video I did go into detail. That's a very sandy loam soil, but it's specifically designed for trees and shrubs. I don't think I mentioned it on my last video, but go and check it out because it's got all the details of that soil. But what I didn't mention is this particular bag is specifically designed for trees and shrubs. They do ones for cricket pitches, football pitches, everything. Every kind of loam soil you can think of, but this one is specifically designed for trees and shrubs. Hence, that's the reason I use it for bonsai, because bonsais are trees and shrubs. Anyway, so that's in there, that's there, that's there. I've got a big old bag, or half empty bag of perlite as well, and I have got a bit of the soil it came out of, but we're going to turn that as light and fluffy as possible. But the reason I'm using that is because that's a big tub, and this is only development stage obviously at the minute. So yeah, let me mix all this together and I'll snap back to you. Mixy time. I don't have a tripod to stick you down to show me it mixing, but you get the general idea. I'm going to mix all that together. There we go, nice set of aerated soil all mixed together. I've already put a couple of shovelfuls in the bottom down there, so we'll get our tree stump in there, get it set nicely, and yeah, now it's just to cover all the roots. But I've got a lot of room there for the thinner roots to grow out, which is good. And as I say, once we get some more roots like this coming from the trunk in areas, we can then hack these back next time a little bit more, and yeah, hopefully we'll get some lovely smaller shoots developing again. When we get a few more smaller shoots, I can hack this back down a bit as well, and it'll get there. So I'm going to cover it with soil and I'll snap back to you. So that's it all covered over. That should be plenty, and as you can see it's a very nice light fluffy mix. Let's make sure it will go all the way round. Yeah, all roots are perfectly covered. Don't need to worry too much about poking it down under the roots today, because there aren't that many roots to poke it down under. Ooh, big lump of clay there. No, we don't want that in there. That's right, it's just a bit of bark. But yeah, hopefully this lighter, fluffier soil it's now in, rather than the clay we dug it up from, will encourage lots of new feeder roots. Obviously we've chopped back the main roots that were feeding the tree, so it should, if it lives, send out a load of new ones. But so far all the trees I've collected in this way have done okay. And that is that. Yeah, what I was saying earlier, obviously it had a few buds around the top here. Unfortunately I've accidentally knocked them off, but there are still buds on it, about 4 or 5, and it's the right time of year for it to start shooting out buds. But yeah, it's got lovely natural movement in the trunk. I think if something could come out there and head that way, it would be perfect. But I think the front of the tree would be the other side, to be honest, from that angle. I don't know, I kind of like that better. But either way, if we could get something coming out here, get something coming out there, that would be a lot better. But yeah, get a watering can. Yeah, there are all the extra roots we cut off, and now we just give it a good water in Obviously there's 4 largish drainage holes at the bottom. I haven't bothered putting a drainage screens in, because this one's actually going to live out here. I'm not going to put it in the greenhouse, not worth it. But for a free tree that was just growing on my allotment that I didn't want, it will do the job nicely. In fact, I might chuck a bit more soil in there because the top of them are washing clean. Still got plenty in the wheelbarrow. Save that bit of water for when we add some more soil. There we go. So it's all topped up. It's already had a full watering can full of water, but I'm just going to give it a bit more, just because this soil is so free draining. I just want to make sure it is fully saturated. But yeah, that's one advantage of this soil I get from Bailey's of Norfolk. It really is a good free draining soil. And that is now empty. So yeah, that's me digging up a sloe berry tree. It's a good hardwood tree. When I chopped the tree down initially, I kept a few of the longer, straighter sticks, just in case I fancied giving it a go at making my own chopsticks. The only reason I haven't got round to it is because, again, I'm a big fan of Temu. I bought a load of the stainless steel chopsticks from Temu. I think I got 5 pairs for like £2. So I've got hundreds of stainless steel chopsticks, and they really are stainless steel. I mean, I keep it sticking out of a flower pot. It's just here. It normally lives in there, but I couldn't find it the other day because I'd left it in that one. But it never goes rusty. Never goes rusty. But I've had my tea, I've had my coffee even. Trees are planted, starting to lose the light here now. So I think I'm going to call it a day. So thanks all for watching. Like the video if you haven't already, and we'll catch you all on the next one.